next season. They did play in the Anglo-Italian Cup back in the early 70s, but this will be the real thing, the Europa League with Inter Milan and Borussia Mönchengladbach and Sevilla. And Curtis Davis, who gave that rousing half-time address here 5 weeks ago, dressing room dressing down to his teammates to lift them. He was working in Sainsbury's stacking shelves after Wimbledon released him as a teenager. His unlikely route up the Wembley steps is probably what's equipped him to galvanise his teammates in the way that he and his manager have done this season. Steve Bruce is the manager that just matched the ambitions of the Alam family. Bruce Almighty, proud manager, very, very proud dad today. And the journey that he has brought this team on will now continue. Just 10 years ago, they were promoted from the bottom division of the Football League. This is the latest step in a pretty steady rise over the course of the last decade. Fatima Alam and the main man, Assem Alam, whose decision to purchase a majority shareholding in 2010 was not that of a disinterested overseas speculator, Egyptian-born but a graduate of Hull University. He's financially supported several causes in the area. And he's already equipped this man with a new strike force, Nikica Jelavic and Shane Longer, who were ineligible to play today. And these supporters now have had a taste of the big time. It's like the club captain, Thomas Vermaelen, is going to go up with the team captain, Mikel Arteta. Everybody at Arsenal knew the script here this evening. They knew the worst-case scenario. Specialists in failure, those words that have been rattling around since they left Jose Mourinho's lips in February. Maybe one FA Cup, one more FA Cup won't answer every question asked of a team that led the Premier League from September until February, but it will silence some, and it does end the way. It may just break a barrier that nobody in this current Arsenal team has been able to clear. Champions League qualification and a major trophy. I think most Arsenal fans would have taken that at the start of the season. Manchester City are the only other English club with a major honour to their name this season. 737 clubs enter the FA Cup, only one has won it, Arsenal. Their first success under the Wembley Arch, the 2005 FA Cup final, was 150 miles away in Cardiff. 9 years ago next Wednesday. The following May, they came within 15 minutes of winning a Champions League final. They've always been knocking on the door. Patrick Vieira was the last Arsenal Cup-winning captain. Tony Adams lifted the famous trophy 3 times. This man has now won this trophy as much as any manager in the modern era, equaling Alex Ferguson's modern-day record. Some great captains, David Seaman, Frank McClintock, Joe Mercer, Alex James, Tom Parker have all had this honour. So has Pat Rice, happily winning his latest contest with cancer and still in everybody's thoughts at Arsenal. A group that this evening have become cup winners themselves. A little puff of the cheeks tells just how much this has taken out of him. It's his 8th major trophy as Arsenal manager, over 1,000 games, and this one will now be right up there. Well, it's a trophy that's taken some winning. Major honours have slipped agonisingly through their hands these last 9 years, but this evening, this whole squad in front of the man who's had the vision for the club will enjoy the honour and the ecstasy of parading a trophy. It's hard to imagine Arsenal without Arsene. The relationship has been strained, the trust stretched by the years of famine, but both club and manager will hope that this will be the start of better things. The president of the Football Association, the Duke of Cambridge, will make the presentation. Arsenal hands are on the FA Cup once more. The club's name will be engraved on the old trophy for a record 11th time to signify that Arsenal are winners again. A silver lining to Arsenal's season. Another success for the most successful manager in the club's history. Arsene and Arsenal. The winning combination is revived.
Well, as far as any neutral is concerned, or anybody perhaps who isn't particularly fond of Arsenal, you can't help surely but be a little bit pleased that Arsene Wenger has broken his 9-year dock. You could see the suffering etched all over his face, the pressure ratcheting up all the times, but so much that is good to the English game, and now Lee's finally got his hands on a trophy. I feel almost relieved myself for him, sort of inexplicably.
Yeah, I mean, these lads will know as well. They've been managers, and they'll know the heartache you go through on a weekly basis. But he's been put through the mill a little bit, sometimes unfairly. But he's judged by winning things at that level. Well, Manchester United, Liverpool, all the top clubs are judged by whether winning trophies. And if you don't, you get put under pressure. And he's stuck, stayed with it. He's stuck the course, and he's got his reward in the end.
So they ground it out, Roy. It's the hardest thing to do in football, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, and to be fair, anyone who questions, I suppose, what the FA Cup means to players and managers should see what the players are going through there, and the reaction after the game is very emotional for both sets of players. So, no, well done to Arsenal. They were the best team on the day, and again, we keep giving Hull lots of credit. They turned up, put a good show on, but the best team won it, they deserve it, and again, they showed a character to them that we'd question, but they proved us all wrong today.
Tim, they had a scare at the end, and I think Lee ought to apologise to you for elbowing you in the back of the head in alarm.
It's not the first time
that shot didn't quite go in for Hull. What are your feelings about what Arsenal have achieved today? This cup run started against you, of course. Yeah,
I mean, they deserve to win the game today. You know, congratulations to Hull and to Arsenal. It was a great spectacle for everyone. For them to finally lift that trophy after 9 years, you have to give them credit for that. You know, the fear of losing for a manager is so great that when you win, the